I feel like my scarf looks stupid. I'm not used to this. Texans don't wear scarves. Okay, so this week's topic was my choice, and I decided to talk about how women are portrayed by the media. What do we see wrong with it? What do we see right with it? What would we change? So on and so forth. I just wanted to be kind of like an open topic and kind of go with it where you please. I like magazines, and it's not necessarily to read them, but mainly to look at them. The two in particular that I really like to look at are Vanity Fair and Vogue. And the reason being is that most of their photographs or their ads or, things that they put into their magazine are very visually striking, very artistic, and beautiful in that aspect. What I don't like about these magazines is that 99% of the time the subject of those photographs, whether it's a model or a celebrity or some other person, is what society deems as aesthetically pleasing. Whether it's male or female. I mean, I'm not going to leave the guys out on this one because guys are subject to this too, because they usually have like a male model with ripped abs and bulging pecs and enormous biceps, but that's not every guy out there. Same thing as the women in there. These really thin models and celebrities are not the average woman. It's just frustrating to see that the average person or the standard female or the standard male image is not more equally represented in media. It drives me crazy. I'm not going to say that it never happens. That's why I said 99%. But because I know that there was one issue of Vogue that they released that was like a plus size Vogue, and I'm going to enter some photographs here. But these were nice. It was nice to see women who had curves, women who had rolls, women who had big thighs, and they were still beautiful. They were still gorgeous. And it just made me happy to see that in a magazine like Vogue, because you don't see that every day. The same thing comes to when you're watching TV and you have TV shows where the main characters are, what society deems appropriate, and then the sidekick or the funny friend or something like that is someone who is more what the average person should be. It just bothers me that there aren't more programs out there on TV where the average person is the main character. Like Mike and Molly. Yes, they are overweight people, but you know what? That's starting to become more of the average, so it's not a bad thing to have them as an average character. It frustrates me when you finally do get a show like that I like to watch, I can relate to, and then it gets a backlash from the media. For example, when shortly after Mike and Molly started, there was an article that came out in Marie Claire. I don't know if it was in the actual magazine or if it was on their online site, on their website, their online site. It's lovely. But I'm going to put the link in my pants so you can read it. Basically, this woman who had watched the show, she's, one of their writers from Marie Claire, she went on to say that she didn't like the show. It didn't appeal to her, mainly because she didn't like watching fat people on TV. Not only did she not like watching them walk across the room, but she was really disgusted by watching them make out. So, yeah, the article pretty much infuriated me. And needless to say, she did go back a couple days later and print an apology on the article, which is also linked on the link I'm giving you below. It's at the end of the article. But I honestly don't feel like that's enough. I think if you're a writer and you've read your article and someone has edited it and you've read it over again before you decide to turn it in to be printed, you know what you said, you know what you believe in, and you are putting that out there for others to see. And once it's out there, I don't think you really can apologize for it, because it was your opinion, you stated it. So, I don't know. I just don't think that her apology was enough for me, personally.